If you guys are looking for that perfect film to pop into your Blu-ray player on a cold, rainy night, I think I've got just the thing for you. Welcome back to the David Fincher series, guys. We are getting oh so close to the release of Mank, I can almost taste it. And I'm having a great time watching all of Fincher's classic films to get myself hyped up for it. And I hope you guys are too, but as the saying goes, it ain't over till it's over. I've got 2 more reviews in the Fincher series before I get to Mank. First and foremost, we got The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Now, this is actually a remake of the Swedish film of the same name, and this version stars Daniel Craig, Rooney Mara, and Christopher Plummer. Now, Daniel Craig plays a disgraced financial reporter named Michael, and he finds an opportunity to redeem his honor after being hired by an uber-wealthy Swedish industrialist played by Christopher Plummer. His mission? Solve the 40-year-old mystery behind the murder of Plummer's character's niece, Harriet. And the general belief is that Harriet was killed by a member of Plummer's character's own family. And eventually joining Michael on his dangerous quest for the truth is the girl with the dragon tattoo herself, Lisbeth Salander. She's played here by Rooney Mara, and she's an oddball, an outcast, but a brilliant detective in her own right. And one of the big plot points is Michael and Lisbeth basically building trust with one another. First things first, I've only seen this movie a small handful of times, but it's one that really fascinates me. Sometimes I just don't understand why it's so good, or better yet, even better than its predecessor. Which, keep in mind, the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo came out only 2 years prior to this version. And on this rewatch, I think I figured it out. Even though every single Fincher film is unique from one another, I think he finds his main niche with this film. The good old classic murder mystery. And as you all know by this point, I love me a good whodunit. I mean, seriously, if you were to subtract the gothic vibe from this film, if you were to eliminate all the gunfighting, and if you stuck a ridiculous porn stash on Daniel Craig's character, you would basically just have an old school Agatha Christie style mystery here. In terms of the storytelling, this is about as traditional as it gets. But I don't know what it is. David Fincher just has a way with movies like this. The direction is top notch, but you already knew that. The cinematography and the editing in this film though, oh my gosh, what a euphoric film to look at. A lot of these color palettes that they're going with, lots of blacks, a lot of foggy gray. It's a very bleak looking picture. Like I said, I think this is a perfect atmospheric type film. If it's a cold, rainy night, this is one of those films that I usually tend to gravitate towards with murky weather like that. It's a bleak look to help signify the bleak objective here. Because as I previously mentioned, Daniel Craig is taking on a mystery that hasn't been solved for decades. Decades, I say! And you really feel he's fighting the clock. You can really feel the urgency in this picture, which is very odd considering the film's runtime. 2 hours and 38 goddamn minutes! Yeah, similar to Zodiac, this film does feel very long. But even then, with the way this film is edited and the storytelling technique on display here, even though it feels very long, the film never feels like it's overstaying its welcome, you know what I mean? Now, Daniel Craig is of course phenomenal as Michael. He really does feel like a modern day detective here. Great practice for when he would eventually be the detective in Knives Out also. Although I feel like here, he's carrying over a lot of the charm from him playing James Bond. Keep in mind, we did not get Skyfall yet, so it was just Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, of course. But I think a lot of that carries over, and it's not a bad thing at all, because it's still a very charismatic performance. And I'm not going to downgrade the movie for this, but I don't know. I don't know how to put this, guys. Daniel Craig isn't really a chameleon here. Whenever I look at this guy, I just see Daniel Craig. You know what I mean? But when compared to another turn, which we'll get to in just a minute, I don't know, it just kind of pales in comparison. And like I said, this is not a bad performance whatsoever. It's a role definitely worthy of Daniel Craig's talent. Now, Christopher Plummer is in this film as well. And even back in the year 2011, when this film came out, he was still a living legend. And yep, this role is exactly what you would expect out of Mr. Reliable. Yet another solid turn from him. But let's be real, we all knew who the standout performance of this film was from the very beginning. And that's the Oscar-nominated turn of Rooney Mara, who is excellent here. Keep in mind, the last film she did with David Fincher, she was the girlfriend from The Social Network. And this person turns into that person. That's some really impressive range. And she underwent so much transformation to become Lisbeth Salander, and I really respect Rooney Mara for the dedication to the part. She actually went out and got these piercings to look the part, and there's a good amount of them. That's the art of method, and that is the true sign of an acting warrior here. And I respect Rooney Mara so much, especially after this performance. She freaking killed it, and she absolutely deserves the Oscar nomination she got, if not the win. Which, just saying, I would not have minded if she won. But the actual performance itself, Lisbeth Salander is a badass. She's not only great in all the action sequences, but a lot of the dramatic stuff, she shows some seriously impressive emotional range. The shit that Lisbeth goes through in this film is traumatizing, to say the least. But the way she gets her payback for said trauma is just so satisfying. It almost felt very Stephen King in a lot of ways. Those of you who know me personally know I am a huge Stephen King fan. He is amazing at writing revenge. And this film, even though King played no part in it, it felt like it, because this was an extremely gratifying revenge subplot for Lisbeth. I mean, I really dig this performance. I really dig this film overall. Another solid outing from a cinematic icon. I'm gonna give The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo an A. What else is there to say, guys? David Fincher really knows how to craft a captivating mystery. This flick is damn good, but I will say it does suffer from the same issue that I have with Zodiac. And you guessed it, it's the rewatchability factor. But unlike Zodiac, you really have to be in the mood for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And even though it's batshit insane, which is the kind of thing that I love, compared to Fincher's other films like a Fight Club or even a Social Network or a Gone Girl, which will actually be the next entry, so look out for that. But compared to some of Fincher's other works, like the ones I just listed off for you, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo really, I have to be in the mood for it. But I may be in the minority on this. Have you guys seen The Dragon Tattoo? Do you guys love it? Do you not? Is this your favorite Fincher film? I would love to discuss all of your thoughts down in the comments section below even further. And if you guys are enjoying my content, if you guys want to continue discussing the cinema and all things entertainment with me, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can, and we can continue to discuss all these fun topics a little bit further. If you guys subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. It's free, and you guys can be the first ones to know anytime I upload a new video here. And if you guys enjoyed this video, also, please be sure to leave a thumbs up on your way out. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much again for supporting the channel up to this point, guys. Thank you for watching the video. It really does mean the world. Look out for more exciting content hitting the channel very soon, including the conclusion to the Fincher playlist. As sad as that is for me to say, all good things must come to an end. You guys are awesome. With all that being said, back talk, commence.